Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Rookie Division with the tournament win for the qualifying round in the Spring Major Tournament here in Golf Clash. The game video is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. And before we start, make sure that you do hit that like button. Also, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. You can get the ultimate tournament guides for Pro Expert and /or Master Division by going to patreon.com/golfclashtommy, link directly in the description down below. Follow the info box on the right hand side to get the club distance adjustment, elevation adjustment, and also what ball and club type I suggest you to play with. Have in mind that those are all suggestions. You don't have to follow what I do suggest, but there is always a plan behind it. Let's go to hole number 1. Hole number 1, we're going to play with a driver that gives us the most power possible. We want to use 4.5 bar topspin and 3 bars of side spin to the left. The plan here is to get the ball to roll down the fairway, but be aware that if you aim too close to the right side of the rough, then you will risk roll into the rough as the fairway slopes left to right. So we aim deliberately more to the left and adjust maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment and try to hit perfect. A great left here is just fine. A bad great right will be dangerous, as especially when playing with lower level clubs, you have a bad accuracy, and then a great ball can be crap for the result's sake. Second shot, we're going to play with a short iron towards the pin. Either you use a lot of backspin to just bounce on the green, or you go for a dunk. In this example, I'm using the dunk as a reference. Aim for the back end of the cup and with max backspin. The reason we want to use max backspin is to prevent us from rolling into the rough at the back if we would miss the dunk, which is something that can happen if we don't adjust it properly. Now I do adjust 0.8 rings, and we will notice in this case that that will be a little bit too much. And I think that is mainly explained towards misreading the elevation here while I'm playing with a 10% over adjustment instead of the 0 that I should have done. But even if we hit the pin, the backspin will make the ball stop by the green, and we're still going to have a simple wedge to save the birdie. Hole number 2, and we're going to play with our backbone, because I would love to play from minimum distance line with a sniper, but as we do have a little bit of tailwind, I'm not gonna do that, because then we're going to have to play with underpower, and that's just going to be crap. Here I'm using the complete max distance with the backbone, and I'm using just like 0.2 bars of left spin, with the ball guideline pointing, as you can see there, to the left side of the hole. Most importantly, we do have the half of the red ring inside the rough to the right. Maximum distance plus 10, and then we're going to, as always, try to hit perfect. There we go. You will see the ball bounce nicely on the fairway, up on the green. Now when the camera zooms in like this, we know it's going to be close, and it is. It's actually in the hole, which is nice. So a drop here with the backbone for hole number 2. Hole number 3, and we are going to play with the driver that gives us the most power possible. I also want us to play with a power 2 ball to prevent us from going in between clubs, which we will have a big risk of doing if we do play with a power 3 ball instead. Start at max, adjust max plus a 20, and then you push up to max after you have adjusted. Full curl to the left with the extra mile level 6, which is half a ball to the left, and that is something that you shall replicate with other drivers as well. So even if you do have more curl to use, don't use it. You do want to use maximum half a ball. 4.5 bar topspin, 3 bars of side spin to the left, and we are getting up to 357 yards. Second shot, we're going to be very close to maximum distance of our club with the backbone, which is perfect. The problem we do have with the backbone is that the ball guideline is crap, so we're going to have to leave this ball guideline short of pin, otherwise we will come in hot every single time. So leave it short, Otherwise, you will come in hot. If you do play with the Grizzly level 7 or better, then you have a better ball guideline. Then you shall obviously have the ball guideline to the hole instead of short, because otherwise you will come short because you have a better ball guideline. Minus 15% elevation is what I would like you to play. Unfortunately, I play minus 10% elevation in the example, so use the correct elevation, minus 15% due to the uphill adjustment there, and then you will have a very good chance getting that ball to drop for an albatross on hole number 3. For hole number 4, we shall start by adding spin, and I'm going to play this one with 3.2 bars of backspin, and once that is done, we shall now look for the top of the ball guideline to be approximately half a green square short of pin. The reason we want to leave the ball guideline short is due to the fact that we do have a little bit of tailwind and we don't want to come in too hot. Adjustment shall be maximum distance plus 10 power 1 ball settings, which is 4.3 rings for a 4.1 miles per hour. So we do adjust the 4.3 and then it's time to take our shot. Perfect. And you will notice that it bounces on the fairway far away from the bunkers. It zooms in, and once it zooms in, we know it's going to be close, and we get it to drop for a lovely hole-in-one here on hole number 4. For hole number 5, I want us to play with the big topper. So if you have unlocked the big topper, use it. I do have it in level 4. You don't have to have it in level 4. You can play it in as low as a level 1. Because the thing that we're looking to get with the big topper is its topspin. We do want to have as much topspin possible here to gain as much distance on the fairway possible as well. Maximum distance plus 10. And we're using max topspin, 1 bar side spin to the right, and we are attempting to hit perfect. Bounces on the fairway over the rocks, and we then land nicely there for a long iron to the pin. 350 yards. Second shot. Here I would recommend to play from absolute minimum distance line of your club. However, though, you can see that I'm not playing with any side spin whatsoever, and that becomes a little bit of a problem when I do move my target more to the left there, because then the ball will be pushed more right. So I would recommend to move more right with your target and use left spin instead, trying to counteract the push that we're having from that tricky fairway. This is also a tough shot to play if you don't have the ball guideline to work with. So if you do have Backbone Goliath or Grizzly 6 or below, then that's going to be a problem. With the Grizzly level 7 plus, you have a massive advantage in a situation like this, because you can actually aim for the pin, or let's say like this, you will know when you aim for the pin. Here we're going to have to guess, and unfortunately we burn the right edge. Minimum distance with a 15% over adjustment from minimum distance line, but make that tweak that I've already explained to you. Move a little bit more right, use a little bit side spin to the left instead, to stay away from that tricky fairway slope that we bounced on here in the video. Hole number 6 is going to be a tough one. Here I do play a no movement, and with 4.5 bar topspin, 2 bars of side spin to the right. Adjustment shall be maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment, half a ball of curl to the right with 2 rings of overpower. You may be wondering, what is a no movement shot? A no movement shot is when you don't touch your target until it's time to adjust the rings. This is a method that is very nice to have, because it will simplify then having the correct landing position instead of having to move your target and use the rings as a method instead. Second shot, we do play with our sniper. Back up from max distance so you don't go in between clubs. And here I would use a little bit of topspin and then 1 bar of side spin to the left, having the ball guideline to the hole. 40% elevation, which means that we're going to play this one massively downhill, and that's always going to be extremely tricky to get correct. So I don't expect this one to drop that many times. I do expect myself to be fairly close, but many of the times here it's going to have a pretty bad bounce, or maybe a roll that we are not really counting for. So Just have in mind that the par 5s, especially hole number 6, is going to be mainly an eagle shot here for us. Just missed the left hand side there, maybe coming in a little bit too hot, but that's okay, and we take the eagle on hole 6. For hole number 7, we are going to play a rough bump, because the rough bump is going to be the absolute best way for us to have a chance to make an hole-in-one. 3.1 bar of backspin, ball guideline to go just through the hole, and we change then in the end to 3 bars of backspin just to make sure that we do not come in too short. And we have a 3.4 miles per hour. In the video I do adjust 3.2 rings. I would recommend in this case to play 3.1 rings, which is medium distance with a 5% over adjustment, which once again would be 3.1 rings. Perfect, and now you will notice that as we adjust a little bit too much here, we still clip the rough, but we just barely missed that one on the left hand side. So again, tweak it based on what I've explained to you here in the video, and you will see this ball drop nicely for an hole-in-one. For hole number 8, we will be playing with the driver that gives us the most power possible. I will be playing with a quasar ball here in the end, as there is no need to play and spend a power 2 ball, as we will still have power enough playing with a power 1 ball. 2 bars of side spin to the left and 3 bars of top spin. You can see here that I'm looking to have the ball guideline straight down the second fairway. Adjust its maximum distance with a 25% over adjustment, no curl whatsoever. And here I do hit perfect, and it's going to come in absolutely lovely. Bouncing on the fairway over the rough, and it rolls up the hill there, which is going to be a nice distance here for 281 yards. Second shot, I'm going to play a rough bump. Here you can go with a lot of backspin and stay away from the rough bump, but as we are playing with lower level clubs here, we don't really have clubs with max backspin. So therefore we go for the rough bump, and then we can actually use the ball guideline to our favor, even though we might not have a good ball guideline. 1 bar backspin, ball guideline to the hole with a backbone level 8. I use no elevation here and adjust 2 rings for this shot. This will end up to be a little bit too much, as you will notice. So a little tweak here to reduce the adjustment just a little bit more, and that would have dropped. This is a good chance in my opinion on hole number 8, but once again, with the lower level clubs, it's definitely going to be a bit more tricky than if you do have advanced clubs in rookie. For hole number 9, we're going to play straight down the fairway. 4.5 bar topspin and 2 bars of side spin to the right. Now, it's not that important on where you aim on that fairway, but try to make sure that the ball guideline isn't pointing too close to the left hand side rough. You will still reach from there, but obviously it's unnecessary on a fairly easy wind here on hole number 9 to try to gamble with playing too far to the left. Maximum distance plus 10. And then we will see the ball bounce nicely on the fairway over to the second fairway, and even if we do hit great left, we're still super duper safe. Second shot will be played from absolute minimum distance of our club. We shall go to minimum distance, then we shall move up from there to make sure we don't go in between clubs. 4 bars of backspin, which is a maximum on sniper level 7. If you do have more backspin on, let's say, sniper 8 and sniper 9, sniper 10, you can move up a little bit more to make sure that you don't have to go with underpower. In this case, I went with a little bit of underpower to make sure, once again, that I'm not going to fly too long in this case. 20% elevation, minimum distance is what we're using, and there we do have a nice albatross on hole number 9. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for the qualifying round rookie division here in Golf Clash the game and the spring major tournament. Video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Once again, thank you for watching and good luck in your Golf Clash game.